I'm still trying.
I watched you go from a window down below, in jest you'd say it's the last time you'd walk away. Why does anybody ever go? I don't know. Why couldn't I just raise my voice to say, don't go, please stay for at least one more day.
Hello and welcome. This is The Art of Giving Up, your podcast for giving up bad days, bad ways, unfortunate habits, bad friends, bad relationships, and sometimes just giving up because life is too hard. I'm your host, Steven, and this week, more regrets.
Your guitar now plays an awfully silent song, and your notebook cries for just one more of your poems.
I am not the world's biggest fan of social media. So if you know me, IRL, if you follow me on DA Art of Giving Up at Twitter.com or on Art of Giving Up on at Instagram or any of those things, then you will definitely know that you do not or will not see me online so much. I'm not really good at the engaging with the social medias. But like a lot of people, I do the messaging. I communicate with ex-coworkers and friends and associates, and occasionally I send memes and I have a group chat of my high school friends, and I do use SMS and I do use Facebook Messenger and sometimes the Instagram. And so I took a moment and I was going through the people that I have blocked, and I noticed something pretty interesting, actually. Everyone that I had blocked on Facebook Messenger was someone that I did something really terrible to. Even as close as 2015. And I think that the precedent that I've set here has been that I'm not really a great person, and that I've been struggling with my anxiety and my blah 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 and all these things, and I've done things to hurt people I care about, people who reached out to me, people who tried to support me, and people who have leaned on me. I have harmed people. It's a thing that I've done. And I'm not proud of it. But the part that was disturbing to me was not that I went on Facebook Messenger and I saw, someone that I blocked because I had an argument with them. But I saw a list of names of people who tried to help me, who put themselves in, who put themselves out for me, who gave me money or time or support. And I didn't remember them. They were not even a thought in the back of my mind. There was no remorse or regret. These were people who I took advantage of, who I hurt, whom exist on this planet, who have done for me, and I forgot that they even existed. Isn't that great? And I think that really reflects on, I kind of don't want to say the person that I am or the person that I was. Like, over the course of a few years, I've done such a dramatic change and I'm a completely different person, because that is a lie. I still have a lot of the same bad habits that I had 4 years ago. I still hurt people that I care about, and I still make terrible decisions. But the kinds of things, the lies, and, when I was like 21 through 24, the manipulation, and like, I just was never that great. And I know where it comes from now that I'm older. I know that it really stems from a place of like, my insecurity kind of was the catalyst for my my anxiety was a catalyst for my insecurity, and my insecurity led me to do things like lie, manipulate, and do anything that I could to get people to me, and then I would form bonds with people that were genuine, but then I would split on them, and then I would take advantage of them or use them, and apparently forget about them. And I'm fortunate that, as I've mentioned before, that some of the people that this has happened with are in my life now, and we're pretty good, because, I'm not a new person. I didn't, turn from a metapod into a butterfly. There was no cocoon. But with experience, and with time, and with a surprising lack of punishment, I learned my lesson. And I didn't learn my lesson because I went to jail or because I was hurt. No. I learned my lesson because I hurt people that I cared about. And there's something sobering about looking into the face of someone that you care about as you hurt them, as you lie to them, as you manipulate them. And I'll say, I don't beat women. I'm not a rapist. I'm not no grand larceny or anything like that, But the things that we do to people definitely have a long lasting effect, even if you don't know it. So I'm a little scroll, and I'm seeing names, and I see one name. And the one name is a person who I was going to do like a business with. And I straight up cheated him. This is like 7 years ago. I cheated him so hard. And he went on my Facebook, and I remember he was like insulting me and stuff, so I blocked all his things. And every time I looked at his name on my block list and his little aliases, I remember being angry, like, this person who is... And then I remembered, this is a person who I spoke to often. A person who trusted me. A person who put themselves out for me. Not too much. If anything, it didn't hurt his wallet. It didn't hurt anything more than his heart. Because I was a person that he trusted. I was a person that he supported and that he helped. And I hurt him. Another was a woman who I don't remember. And I read our messages, and I remember us meeting, and I remember us hanging out once, and I remember so vaguely this person that I hurt, that I took advantage of, who again offered their assistance and who I completely just used. And if you asked me, did I mean to use these people? If you asked me if my machinations were intentional, I could not go to jail for hurting these people's feelings. I do not do or have not done like really illegal things to people, but I've hurt these people. And my first reaction when I hurt someone is to lash out at them and cut them off and to block them and to put them in the back of my mind, because it does not feel good. And it has never felt good for me to hurt someone. For a lot of people, I think they're able to hurt people and to lash out and to steal and to hurt and manipulate. And they're able to go on with their lives. And I guess in a way, I did that for a while, because these are people who I have forgotten. I've forgotten their names. I've forgotten our experiences. And even worse, I've forgotten how I hurt them. I'd forgotten how I'd use them. But I think that the guilt that I've always felt, this kind of weight that I've always had on my shoulders, this kind of heaviness in my chest that I've always attributed quickly to anxiety, like, oh, I must just be feeling anxious. I think it's really just guilt. I think I'm just freaking guilty. I'm a guilt-ridden person who knows the things that I should not do. And when I get scared, I just run. I just run. And the reality is, I think back to those people, to that list of names, and I realized that all of it could have been alleviated. All of the heartache for them could have been alleviated by me just talking to them about how I had messed up, or how I was scared, or how I was unsure. Because the reality is, I had no intention of doing them harm. But in each one of those instances, for one, I failed, and I didn't want to admit it, so I ran. For another one, I couldn't meet expectations, so I lied and I hid. This is the reality of being whatever creature, whatever thing that I am. I run. I'm full of fear. But now, I'm here. It's 2019. And I will not repeat these mistakes. I can't. I cannot repeat these mistakes, because the amount of time that we have on this planet is so finite. It's so limited that we cannot spend it pushing the people that we love away. We cannot spend it ruining every relationship and every positive interaction that we come across. We cannot risk what's left of our lives souring everything and ruining everything that we touch. And I think that a lot of people, they'll be like, well, bad things just happen to me. And yes, sometimes bad things just happen to me. But I have to take a lot of responsibility for these things, because I made a lot of these things happen, and I did it with gusto. I came and I formed relationships with people. I reached out to them. I asked for their help. And then when I was afraid, I ran. This is not the behavior that I need. This is not behavior that anyone should have, and everybody, I think that it's really all about communication. And people who know me, again, IRL, harveygivinguppodcast@gmail.com, contact me. Maybe we can have a little conversation. Everyone who's ever reached out to me, everyone who knows me, hasn't known me at all until the last 2 years, because I've never been open and free with sharing and expressing myself. Even the people that I'm closest to, even until this year, things need to change. And they don't start with you. Well, I'm talking about me and the other person, but they start with me, not them. Whatever, you know what I mean. I fail so hard sometimes. But I don't know. I feel like if I can just get on my feet, if I can just make something happen, I'll be good. Only this time, I'm gonna make sure I open my damn mouth and I tell these people who are with me and supporting me, beside me, when I'm scared. Now is the last time. There's nothing past or beyond today. There are no other choices, no other opportunities. We can't hurt the people we love because they're all we have. As always, I'm your host, Steven. This has been The Art of Giving Up, your podcast for Tuesday, April 16th, 2019. I hope that you don't make the mistakes that I've made. Because life can be lonely. But nothing's more lonely than when you've pushed everyone away. When you've hurt the people who have supported you and cared for you. Maybe that's a lesson that we need to all learn. All of us, not just me, because I'm not the only person in the world who's the worst person ever. Maybe we all just need to learn how to open up. Because sometimes, no, always, life is scary and treacherous, and this path should not take it alone. So like always, I'm gonna leave you with the hope and wishes for one thing. Because we're all striving towards, moving towards, struggling to achieve peace.